Yeah.
Jacque, early in the third quarter, you're up 11, you're playing well. It seemed like, what changed there? We went from up 11 to down 14. What changed?
Well, I think our discipline on both sides of the basketball, that's what boils down to our ability to stay disciplined throughout the course of the game. We addressed it at that timeout, and again, that's going to be our challenge going forward.
Jacque, what was your rationale with the starting lineup changes, and while it appeared to help the defense, did it have an opposite effect on the offense?
Well, that's where we are as a team right now, trying to strike a balance offensively and defensively with our first and second group. I think we came out with some energy with Kyle and Elford being in the starting lineup. So I thought defensively we were okay. But looking down at the stat sheet, we're going to have to continue to try to find a balance offensively with those guys starting and the difference in the second group.
So the lineup change was to try and bring some more defense
to have a balance of the first and the second group. Previously to this game, I guess you can call it, the majority of our offensive guys who have been producing it for us were in the starting lineup. So to create some sort of balance where Evan can come off the bench and we can count on some production from him.
Jacque, you guys were on the upswing 6 or 7 games ago. Can you put your finger on exactly what you've seen the last few games, and what do you do now when you've already made some changes? But what's your next step?
Next step I'll address the first part is,
I mean, with your team, as far as starters, rotations, do you just go back to square one?
I think overall, the square one was never square one with our injuries, whether it was Kyle missing 16 games or whatever, Nick missing some time. And so I thought the lineup change overall gave us an opportunity to produce some defensive presence, which we've all been looking forward to, and then also give us some balance offensively. We'll see how these guys can play together for a little bit. But at the end of the day, Evan was still finishing the game for us, so some familiarity was still there. As far as where we're at right now, this thing isn't easy. And I think overall as a group, maybe we thought it was going to be easy when everyone was telling us how good we were and how early it was in the season. There's some reality that's setting in, and other teams are playing well. They're established right now, and this is the meat of the season.
It seemed like you guys were able to get into the paint at times, but kind of like Friday night, it was guys trying to maybe do too much on their own, not maybe making the next pass or sometimes even overpassing. Is there also a balance that you have to find with your guys in looking at the right times to attack as well?
I think the guys going to be criticized either way. They make too many passes or not enough passes. I think overall at one point we had 12 assists on 18 field goals. And so you take one play, for example, Elford, baseline penetration, Elford cuts, he's at the rim, he thinks unselfishly, he kicks out, we end up with nothing. There's 3 fast breaks in the first quarter where you think it's a 3-on-1 or 3-on-2, we end up with nothing. We just have to continue to get better, put ourselves in those situations and capitalize on it. It's that simple. I think overall our mindset passing the basketball was pretty good tonight.
Jacque, how did your guys respond to mistakes tonight? Were you happy with their body language and happy with how they responded, say, when Philly scored on possession?
That's definitely an area where we have to grow, is being able to accept a punch and deal with it and move on. And I addressed that before the game, so it's no secret. I've told the guys that before, and that's the challenge for us, of not letting plays compound. No capitulating.
Jacque, when you talk about the offensive defense discipline has to be better, is that sticking to the game plan? Is that not going out on your own, working in a team? How do you describe that?
No, that's for example, that's making sure you box out every single time, because Jamar Sampson will get offensive rebound and dunk it. Making sure that you're in the right position on the weak side, or else Noel will get a pocket pass and dump off pass and have an and one. So that's a discipline to do the right thing over and over again.
From the Toronto game to here, I've observed there's a lot of physical games that have been brought to the team. Are we lacking something there, or are we not being able to push back as far as the physical game goes?
You saying we've been less physical?
Your Orlando man.
That we've been less physical or too physical?
Have we been able to be just as physical as other teams have been to us from the Toronto game to today?
I think that was the area we talked about that we need to improve on, just our overall aggressiveness and physicality. I thought tonight Elford and Kyle at the beginning of the game added to that physicality. I think overall we pushed their offense out away from the basket a little bit, and I thought our aggressiveness and physicality was improved tonight.
Jack, you guys are obviously not close to a finished product yet. That stretch you went to where you won all the games on the road, is it a deal where the last 2 seasons where a lot of guys have not had success, that they have to learn how to win and how to handle winning? I mean, it sounds kind of strange for a team that's rebuilding, but I think you touched on it. When you went through that surge a little bit on the road especially, do they have to learn how to handle that too, just as you handled losing?
I think overall you have to handle the responsibility on an everyday basis. That's what it boils down to. It's our group, we need on an every night basis to get productivity. Guys have not been in those positions before. I think they're learning how to play 38 minutes, 39 minutes, 37 minutes, and then come back 2 days from now and be asked upon to produce on both ends of the floor.
You guys okay? 10:45 tomorrow.